tiny little Australia badge from the 1920s. It's 100 years old. It's brass or copper. I think it's brass. It's a map of Australia with a boomerang underneath it. And I've always hated the Union Jack on our flag and the Southern Cross. And they, if I could design the Australian flag, that would be it. That's all you need is the shape of Australia with a boomerang underneath it. Says it all. Okay, this is for Ben Rankins. I have shown these before, of course, but this is a response to Ben asking to show the originals. Okie dokie. Now, that's the wonderful The Missing Links EP on Raven. All I have is their very first single. It's side 1, tracks 1 and 2, All I Want and We Two Should Live. Now that is the original Missing Links. Completely different group to the second lineup, who are much, much better. But this is it. Parlophone was so successful with the E.Ps from early 1965, they signed up a lot of Sydney bands. So the Missing Links initially appeared on Parlophone, and the Throb, this Sunk Like a Stone. All the Missing Links records sank like stones, but Parlophone hit big with the Throb on their first single, but the second one sank like a stone. So this is it. This is We Two Should Live with Untrue. Now, one thing I've got to say is that these are, as great as they are, they've got 3 tracks per side squeezed onto a 7-inch, and you play it at 33 1/3. Now, they sound pretty good. They're needle drops. There's no mucking around with the tracks, but they sound a little bit underpowered to me. When you hear the original 45s, now, say, take that song there, you've got that whole side of a 45 is, and for that same track, it's just one little thin band on. So these originals sound much, well, not better, they just sound crunchier and heavier. They got much more, they got more life to them. That's these, you want to crank them up. These are the ones to get the originals. So that was the Missing Links one. Then another one I showed was the wonderful The Throb and the Wild Cherries. Well, I happen to have all the tracks here on OG. So on side 1, you've got That's Life and Chrome Plated Yabby by the Wild Cherries. Hang on, where is it? Won't be a sec. I've put it at the bottom. Put it in the wrong spot. I'm an old guy. Forgive me. Okay, the Wild Cherries. There She Blows. Track 1, That's Life. Here's the original. Great condition. Once again, the original kick butt to these. These are fine, but the originals really do kick butt. So that's that. Chrome Plated Yabby. That's Life I just showed. Then we got Chrome Plated Yabby. Now there's a track on here, number 3, called Gotta Stop Lying, which I haven't got and I've never heard it, so it might have been a single. Here's the Chrome Plated Yabby. To anyone overseas, a yabby is like a crayfish or a crawfish. It's a freshwater crustacean. They're absolutely delicious. Much, much nicer than the saltwater versions. A Chrome Plated Yabby. So that's the 2 tracks out of 3 there for the Wild Cherries. And then I've got both the tracks for the Throb here. The first one, The Fortune Teller, got a good B-side, Believe in Me. They wrote that themselves. And the follow-up, Black, which is on here, and she is mine's on here by the by the Throb, but I haven't got it or heard it. So, but two, as they say, 2 out of 3 ain't bad. The awesome, unbelievable Black by the Throb. It is a psych masterpiece. I think it's the greatest psych track to come out of Australia. It is. Ye gods, it's fantastic. But a good B-side too. Uh, Turn My Head, written by one of the band members. Pretty good. Okay. And then the Purple Hearts, I only have one. So here we have the Purple Hearts with Robbie Lloyd, or Lloyd Barrington, or whatever his real name was. Barry Lloyd, my apologies, that's his real name. And here he's called Barry Lloyd. Tony Carl on drums. That's him there. He ended up replacing Snowy Fleet in the Easy Beats, so he was on some of the last Easy Beats records. Of Hopes and Dreams and Tombstones, fantastic track. You Can't Sit Down, it's a classic. Many people have covered that. Chicago. That's side one. I haven't got any of those. Tiger on Your Tank, a million people have done that. I'm going to try. So I haven't got any of those, but I've got this Early in the Morning on, so have you, Ben, on Sunshine label, with their version of Just a Little Bit on the B side. And this is a decimal, one of the decimal conversion bags where we went over to decimal currency. So out of this one, I've only got that one OG. And now this one, I've got them all. Bar one. I haven't got Midnight Hour, and it's a great version, but it's too many people have done it. And so this is the wonderful Ray Brown and the Whispers, side one, 20 Miles. With a great B-side too, Devoted to You, excellent. Then Pride. Ray Brown were great in that one of those groups that always gave you value for money. Like, you know, hard-earned dollar in those days, you got 2 tracks. Oh man, it made such a difference. Pride, the follow-up to their first single. These are all big hits in Sydney. Big hits, number ones usually, or top 10. And a fantastic B-side, Say It Again. That's not on here, but the tracks here on here are 20 Miles of Pride, and then Fool, 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 which is my favourite of theirs. It's a cover version, but I've heard the original Rudy Clark version. It's just piss weak. This just shits all over it. And it's got the awesome Go to Him on the B-side, which is, none of these are originals, they're covers, but they just wipe the floor with the originals. Just wipe the floor, fair dinkum. This is Fool, 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 Ray Brown and the Whispers, with the awesome Go to Him on the B-side. So, oh, there you go. So in this case, Go to Him starts off side 2 on the EP, and then Ain't It Strange, which is another cover. They're all cover versions, but they just absolutely own these songs, just like Billy Thorpe and the Aztecs own Poison Ivy. Ain't It Strange, Ray Brown and the Whispers, and In the Midnight Hour, as I said, I haven't got that. So they are the OGs. So there you have it, Ben. I just pity I haven't got a 4G camera so you can see them in all their glory. Anyway, I better get off. Arrivederci.